Hello, friends. It's your girl, Denise Antoinette.
And Momo Chanel.
Here with another episode of Sip and Spill. And today we're here to talk to you about...
We are talking about our top 5 funniest guest moments. So these are hilarious. So I suggest you stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So first, we're going to start with number 1, B.Ware.
B.Ware LaFlair. He was too late.
So I don't know if you guys saw that episode. If you haven't, make sure you check it out. We'll have the link down in the description. Mm-hmm. But the funniest moment of that episode was he was talking about his disdain for women wearing red nail polish and how it completely turns him off. And it was so funny because, one, I had red nail polish on that day. And 2...
I don't think he peeped until, like, after
he said mine was acceptable because it wasn't dark.
Shade,
yeah, it was a lighter shade. He doesn't like dark red.
Right.
And 2, we were talking about Amber Rose and how she was nude. And she had, like, you know, the hairy situation going on down there. So that was the topic,
not the nails.
Right. And so he said that he didn't like that picture, not because of her not, you know, shaving or grooming, but because she had a red nail polish. It turned him off. And
these were deal breakers. The topic was deal breakers.
That was his deal.
And that's a deal breaker. Not even just like a pet, like something he doesn't like. It was a deal breaker.
Oh my goodness. Then he kept bringing up these random scenarios with a manila envelope. And we're like, where is this manila envelope coming up? Like, he would come up with all these crazy situations. Like, the last one he talked about was if you're a guy and a manila envelope is put under your door and you open it and it's your girlfriend butt naked having sex with another guy. And we're like, who's putting a manila envelope with pictures of your girlfriend under the door?
He must have thought about hiring
people do screenshots. They send DMs, Snapchats, Instagrams, text messages, and you talking about a manila envelope.
That's some serious private eye work. So I don't know what he's talking about, but it kept coming up. So
yes, so that was number 1. So number 2, we actually had this guest come on twice. Mm-hmm. Both times were hilarious, but the second time he said something that just threw us completely off. Like, so this is Jaymes Lindsay. Mm-hmm. He's a comedian, and again, we'll have his episode down below for you to check out. Mm-hmm. But during this episode, we were talking about when is it a good time to meet your significant other's parents. Mm-hmm. And his straight out answer was after 5 years of dating.
And he was serious. He said he needs to get all the lies out of a girl before he can introduce her to his family, and that would take 5 years in his opinion.
First of all, who is waiting? I remember I said this in the promo clip, if you see on our Instagram or Facebook. Mm-hmm. Who is waiting 5 years to meet somebody's parents?
And you consider someone your, like, significant other that hasn't met your family for 5 years?
Right, like... The only way that scenario would make sense to me is that they live far apart. But
like
we're talking about
country, maybe.
Right. He's talking about like living in the same city, like him, his parents, you, your parents, all living on the same block, and you can't go next door to his parents' house for 5 years. Like that.
Jaymes, you were funny for that.
So that's number 2, mm-hmm. Jaymes Lindsay.
Yes.
Number 3 is Jessie Burnett. Oh my goodness. So we'll have the episodes down below. Mm-hmm. Jessie was actually the first guest we ever interviewed, ever, mm-hmm. in Sip and Spill history, ever, period. He was actually our 3rd episode.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was our 3rd episode. Mm-hmm. And he was by far one of the funniest. Well, he did 2 episodes that day, but the funniest episodes ever. Like, I can't even just pinpoint one specific thing he said. It was the entire day. Like,
let's go back and watch those episodes. He was turned up.
Because first of all, so as you all may know, we provide our guests with drinks, their favorite drinks, when they come on our show. Mm-hmm. Jessie drank almost an entire bottle of Ciroc to himself. No mixer, nothing.
He had a designated driver.
He did have a designated driver, and we always ask people to bring a designated driver,
Yes.
so please don't crucify us.
No.
But he definitely had a designated driver, but he was just hilarious. His two topics were the one he did,
who pays for the date?
Yes.
And then
when is it a good time to finally like give it up to a guy?
Yeah.
And I remember he was talking about, like, randomly he brought up a potential Starbucks date and said it was like anywhere from $40-something plus, and I'm like, who's paying $40? That's like, what are you getting at Starbucks that's gonna cost you $40? They don't even offer meals at Starbucks. Right? They don't offer alcoholic beverages. So what are you getting?
You must be there that must be like an all-day event if you're spending $40 at Starbucks. I can't see it any other way. But
then he was describing how impatient he is. Like, he's not waiting for nobody past 3 dates. Like, it was hilarious.
You'll have to watch it.
And he was just so brutally honest with it. Like, it was hilarious. So please make sure you check out those 2 episodes, because those are like some of our favorites. Like, they were, he set the bar for where Sip and Spill is today. Yeah. So thank you, Jessie.
Thank you, Jessie.
And also check out Jessie's new podcast, Slurred Speech. He does a new podcast too, and you can see how outrageously funny he is on there too. Yes. He just says whatever comes to his mind.
Whatever.
So that is number 3. Guest number 4 was Lewis. That episode we were talking about dating someone with kids because he had a child.
Yes. So, we're talking about how you introduce, whoever you're dating to your child, and like maybe their kids to your child. And he told us that, when he's dating a girl, depending on where they are, even if it's early on, he'll introduce her children as his child's siblings.
Yes, so the thing that made this funny was, I think, our reaction.
Right. It was,
because what happened was, the first question we asked was basically, how do you introduce your child to the person you're dating? Like, what do you want your child to call them? And he said by their first name. And so we were like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because some people prefer auntie, miss, or whatever. And so then that's when he went on to say, yeah, but if the girl has kids, I'll tell my son that that's their sister or brother. And so we both were like,
what made it funny is that we were both so, like, kind of taken aback by that. And it was funny because we kind of didn't really know, like...
Right. So then Amber tried to clean it up. And she asked him a clarifying question and said, oh, I guess I get it. Like, if you guys have been dating for a while, you wouldn't want your son to think that's, like, someone he could date. And he said, no. I mean, like, I've been doing this since he was 2.
That's what it was just like.
And so that was hilarious. And I remember when we posted that up on social media, you guys were cracking up on that post. Like,
but we appreciate his honesty.
Yeah, we did. I mean, obviously he thought it was fine. He shared it. Right. So it was just our reaction was what made it hilarious.
It was funny.
And you guys' reactions, because you guys were cracking up in the comments on that. So
too funny.
Yeah, that's number 4. And last but not least, in our top 5, number 5 is Jeremy.
Jeremy, when he came on.
Oh my goodness. He was by far, for our fan base, he was by far our most hated guest. And that's a fact.
Sorry, Jeremy.
And it's so funny because he was one of our favorites. We appreciate you. We definitely want to bring him back. Right. But our fans, if you look at like our YouTube comments and all, they were disgusted by Jeremy. And I understand, because his topic was a very sensitive topic. We talked about, does body count matter?
Right.
And Jeremy was real adamant on yes, and he gave a specific number. that a lot of people felt was unreasonable.
And bragged about, like, being dishonest about his body count.
So make sure you guys check out all of the episodes for the top 5 we talked about today. They'll be down below in the description box with the links. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a big old thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys next week. Bye-bye.